Pro Football Focus would agree with me. They put Skylar Thompson at number 25 in the country, just above Charlie Brewer, who is number 26. And Skylar Thompson is the number 4 Big 12 quarterback out here. And this, to me, carries some weight because here's the thing about Pro Football Focus. They're looking at this through a lens of completely unbiased eyes. There is nothing that binds them to any side. They are neutral. They are Switzerland. It's hard to find Switzerland's in this day and age, somebody that's going to be neutral. But there's no bias toward your opinion being correct, which if you talk to any K-State fan or media member about Skylar Thompson, there's going to be some of that. I have a lot of that. I will admit that. That's why I see this and I'm like, thank you. Thank you. It proves that Skylar Thompson's at least an above average college football quarterback. There's also no bias because of emotion. Maybe it's not that you think your opinion is something that needs to be validated, but maybe you're just mad that Skylar Thompson blew the Oklahoma State game. You're mad because you took that trip down to Stillwater and spent all of that money, and then the team sucked.
That wasn't Skylar's fault.
And so you blame it on Skylar Thompson, and there's bias in that. There's also no bias to just preconceived media notions about who the best quarterbacks are in the league. Alan Bowman was ranked 50th in the country. Skylar Thompson was 25th. Alan Bowman is 50th. He plays in an offense with great skill position players at the receiver position.
When he does play.
Yes, and plays in an offense where they're going to put up numbers by nature of the beast. He was great. The notes on Bowman where he was great at hitting receivers that were wide open, and when he had to throw into tight windows, he was terrible, which would tell me he has good skill position players. They were getting open. Those are the kind of insights you can glean from this, and they are unbiased insights, and they tell us that Skylar Thompson is, in fact, better actually than Charlie Brewer. And so it's an aha moment for me to see this kind of a list from Pro Football Focus.
Yeah, and I'm one of those that typically when somebody's way far on the side of trashing Skylar, I'll try and bring him back closer to center. And if there's somebody like you that's going to hype Skylar up all the way, I'll try and bring you back towards
Skylar
center.
316, baby.
Because, Skylar is an adequate quarterback. He can do some good things for you. He's made winning plays in the past for K-State, but he's not, some dynamic guy that's going to take over a game for you. Everything else needs to be clicking for him. And honestly, he's a guy that would probably have more success and be higher thought of if he was even at a school like a Texas Tech, somebody that had a little bit more offensive, production put into it and a little bit more offensive standing in the grand scheme of things. But I think Skylar is fine. I think he is going to be in a position this year where he can take a step forward because this will really only be the second year that he's got an offensive staff that's going to fully back him. And I think after last year there have been some issues. I think they're going to be corrected, and we're going to see a little bit of a different K-State offense this year.
Here is a quote, a direct quote from the PFF article. Brewer's arm talent isn't anything special. He needs and a summation of the rest of it is that he needs the pieces all to be in the right place in order for him to be a very effective quarterback. He needs Denzel Mims. He needs Tyquan Thornton. He needs a strong running game. If you put those things in place, then Charlie Brewer can be a very good quarterback. And reliable game manager is a quote that was used about Skylar Thompson. I mean, does reliable game manager sound much different than Brewer's arm talent? Isn't anything special? Seems like two guys that are in the same category. And the kicker to me, on again why I would push Skylar over the top here and give him the edge, is the fact that Skylar can actually stay out on the field. I mean, I'm reading an article today from back in January when the Sugar Bowl happened, and Charlie Brewer has a neck injury after back-to-back head injuries late in the year. And the article is, should this guy continue to play? He still is. And I for the love of God, I hope he stays safe, but that's not a given based on what his career has been. So they're the same kind of quarterback. One has had better weapons and an offense more conducive to putting up big passing numbers and then can't stay healthy. There's your difference. Skylar greater than Charlie Brewer. Unbiased opinion from Pro Football Focus would tell you that is the case.